And you guys thought the build series was over. No, here we are. As you can know from the title, we're going to be fixing the suspension in the bus, because it did drive well at the start, and obviously now the build's done and we're living in it and she's at right on GVM. The factory shocks are just not cutting it, especially now we've done some big K's in her. We notice she's very wallowy, and upping the tyre pressures help, but you know that's just a band-aid. So today we're going to be fitting on some power downs, and I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to be doing the rear ones first because they're the easy ones, and then tomorrow I'll probably tackle the front ones, because we've got a couple hours until we've got to be at the pub to watch some football, or NRL. I know nothing about the game. We are in, where the heck are we? Got the brochure. Emungiri. It's about 20k out of Dubbo, thank God, and that's where we're going to be doing the work. So let's crack into getting the rears in. Hopefully they're nice and simple, and then tomorrow we'll do the fronts, and then we'll have all new shockies around the bus, and hopefully she rides like a dream. Let's crack into it, guys. So on the back we're going to be using LTS528 from Powerdown. They're under $100 each, which is nice, and what a view on a campground next to a paddock. Let's get into it. Rears are pretty easy. They're quite small compared to the upgrade. You've got a 17mm bolt here, and then you've got a 17mm bolt at the top. Let's just get them out. Now it's got a conical washer. You want to make sure it goes back on the same way. I've been driving on dirt roads the last few days, hence why under the bus is a bit dirty. That one will be the top one. Keep it there. So now we just pop it off. So to pop it off, it's a bit ghetto. Spanner, under, bonk, pops off. Yeah, pop her off. There she is, she's off. So this is the factory shock out. Compared in size to the new one, she definitely girthier, the new one. And here's the bushes, they're not too bad, they're just a bit cracky on the outside, but the rest is fine. But this is compressed all the way in and out. It doesn't, and actually you can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she cooked.
She broken.
She cooked. Let's pop the new one in. Now, being a rubber bush, you don't need to apply grease to them. So the shock absorber is on. Now, grab a bolt. And hopefully she threads on. Good. Pop that there. Go for the bottom one. Get that on there. The good thing is, because I'm doing this at ride height, I can just torque them up, which is approximately 4 ugga duggers when you're in a paddock. Switch it to on. Done. Installed. Hurrah! Now one more time over there, switch it to undo. The big end goes at the top. Alright, that goes up there, and that goes there. Right, now we've got to see if we can engage a thread. Engage a thread, it'll pull itself in. Beautiful. The other bolt comes up to the top. Imagine having a workshop to do this sort of thing. It's just,
Bunnings car park.
Bunnings car park was going to be where I was going to do this, but I couldn't get out of Dubbo fast enough, to be honest. Done.
That was good.
So that's the rear ones. Now, with me losing the bushes and just cruising and taking my time and recording, it's just on 7 minutes. I reckon you probably do it 5 minutes aside, to be perfectly honest, for the rears. So very easy. Something tells me the front's not going to be quite that quick. Well, I've got to take the wheels off, so that's going to be longer to begin with. But anyway, we're going to go and watch an NRL game tonight, and I will catch you guys in the morning. All right, guys, back to the suspension. It's in the morning, back in my work clothes. I reckon I might be able to do the front shocks with the bus on the ground. We're going to give it a crack anyway and see how we go. Worst case scenario, I just lift her off the ground and take the wheel off, but I reckon I can do it while she's on the ground. So let's get to getting and see how we go. So here we are. Don't mind all the dirt and mud under here, but this is the part we're replacing here, the shock absorber down here. So we've got a little bolt and a carrier down the bottom here, and then we've got a nut up the top, and then I've got to compress it and pull it out. So that's the tricky part, compressing it, and I reckon it'll slide down here behind the tie rod, and I'll be able to get the unit out and then put the new one in and then push the new one in. I reckon I should be able to do it like this. Wish me luck, because I really don't want to take the wheel off, because it's not hard, it's just annoying, and I really just want to relax. So let's get into it, guys. Nut, spring washer, washer. All right, put them over here. So that's surprisingly loose. It's telling me good stories already. All right, generally you use a little nubbin on top of here to hold the shaft and then turn this nut off, but the nubbin snapped off pretty much instantly. So now I've gone to the old school way of holding the clamp, and if I can get a good grip on it, we can actually start undoing the nut. Okay. Alright, so now we take the big bolt out of the bottom, pop that with its friends. Now, being that this shock absorber is pretty much darted, it should come out like that. Ooh, have a look at the bottom. It's not very round to begin with, and that bush is cracked to heck. Okay, and these shocks are pretty much...
We'll have a look at that when it's out more.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit of an impressive size difference, isn't it?
She's a bit extendified, yes.
Well, that's going to lift the front up a bit, isn't it?
I don't know if it'll lift it, but it shouldn't lift it at all. But that's it at full extension because its little strap fell off.
Okay.
But you'll see even just the size of the bushes is bigger.
It's a little more serious, isn't it?
And it's a bit thicker, but not too much.
But these are a higher weight rated.
I mean, I can very easily push that in, and then it does literally nothing. This one, I have to really push to get that in, which is going to make it fun to get in there because I've got to push it pretty much all the way in. But looking good, big upgrade. And so if anyone was wanting to know, I'll put all the part numbers and everything obviously in the description below, but the front ones are Powerdown P1169. Just go to your local truck parts store. They'll have them easy in stock. We picked these up in Dubbo. We called them up the day before and they got them overnighted into it for us. Nice and easy. So let's get that in there. Pretty quick. Slide him up into his hole. Slide him into there. Grab the bolt really fast.
Because once it's unleashed, she will extend, unlike the other one.
Okay, once you got the bolt through, you're pretty safe.
You see how far that extended in that short amount of time?
Yeah, just want to make sure she's centered in her hole. Quickly get the washer.
Angle you down a little more, there you go.
Put the bolt on.
That is so windy.
Okay, now that's just going to hold that nice and happy. Now we're going to pop the top on, which I've got to set up for.
Oh, okay.
Now this one. I dropped the nut. So bush, washer, so it doesn't have a bush that goes in between the frame and the bush on these ones. And now I've got to go find that nut I just dropped. Hopefully it hit the ground.
Where is he? Ah, there he is.
Yeah.
Look at me go with the camera.
Now it'll just spin around for a minute. All right.
I know I'm going to be in your way, aren't I?
Right, it's nice. The top nut on the Powerdowns is a 19, not a 17. Just shows you everything's a bit beefier. I like it.
Now if I can get in there.
I don't know if you can. I don't have the correct tool for this, so we're going to have to go a little bit ghetto.
I got a hairy arm.
That's alright. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, Mark. So now we've done the bottom nut back in. It's bloody tight. Top nut's all done. She doesn't move at all. We're all done. Now to repeat that on the other side.
Okay, you know what time it is.
Chocolate
The other side time.
over on this side time.
Well, I've set everything up ready for him. I've got all the things in place.
Alright.
All he has to do is get on the ground and in the dirt and do it.
Yeah, the ground's a bit pointy.
Yeah, between the rocks and stones and the bindi burrs.
Yeah, well, you can have a tarp, or to be honest, a tarp doesn't make it any less pointy.
Let me just show what, on your back. For those who don't know what a bindi burr is in the US, that's a bindi
I'm sure
burr.
they have them. I've heard different people call them stickums and hitchums, and there's all sorts of names for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a bit spiky, but yeah, who cares? There's a shower over there I'll have after doing all this.
And
But guys,
hold on, got it. Sorry.
follow me around here for a second.
Here you go. Take that.
Follow me
Lean
around.
slide.
What a place to be fixing your bus. It's not a bad view. I've been looking forward to fixing this because the bus, you either crash into a bump or you hit a bump and you just boom, boom, boom.
Boom. It's not a pleasant ride.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. So this will hopefully fix that. I need to hop under and get this done, so I want to get it done.
Okay.
Alrighty. Alright, so this is the passenger side, guys. So the first bolt's this one down here. It's a 17mm. It's not, you're not building bridges here. It's not mega tight. So pop that one off and then slide the bolt out the back. And then up the top of the thing, there's a nut, and you got to hold the little nubbin on it. Hopefully the nubbin doesn't snap off. Otherwise, you just grab the shaft and that'll pop out, and then slide it out the bottom. Let's see how quick we can get this one done. Oh, there we go. You know they're cooked when you've got a shock absorber that you can just pull this bolt out easily. That bolt should be pretty pinched in there, and you usually have to push it up and wedge it and do all sorts of stuff. If you can do that, she ain't got any tension on her on that one. This is what snapped off this little bolt last time.
I hope I'm getting that because I can't see what I'm filming. I'm guesstimating here.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, and pressure. Alright, after much stuffing around, the stud on top snapped off again. That was fun, but I managed to get it undone by clamping the bottom of the shaft with a set of good big vice grips. And then we just take all this rubbish out, slide the shock out, bushes out. Stroke comes out.
Ta-da!
Yeah, see, this one's a little smushed as well. Not as bad. The bush isn't. It's not floppy, but it's definitely cracked. Showing some age.
Yeah, that bush is very tight in there.
But yeah, she's been smushed up a few times. You can see that.
Yeah.
The top one's fine. Shaft snapped off again.
Oh well.
But I just ended up grabbing it with vice clips and holding this still and cracking it that way. Probably the original factory ones by the look of that.
That does, yes.
Just trying to feel around with it. You only get a few seconds. Be very careful to be stable when you push down on these, because if you slip, you don't want to impale yourself.
Yeah. So you've got very little time.
Yes. Up. In. Bolt. In the hole.
And that bolt is a 23mm.
I think so. Got it.
Yeah, you hear the click?
Yep. So you've got to put the shaft in the threaded hole at the top, then you've got to get that bolt through fast, because once she's expanded, you don't have much chance of getting her moved.
You just want to quickly pop everyone in there and have a quick look, because I can't reach.
So basically, what you're doing, you're sliding that shaft at the top through the hole as quick as you can, and then you've got to get this bolt in from behind very quickly, because once it's expanded, the new shock will be pushing way down, and you'll have all sorts of drama trying to get that bolt through. You can try and pry it up and do all sorts of silly things, but if you just move quick, you can get that in pretty fast. Alright, so now I'm going to thread the nut on the bottom of that one. just loosely, and then we're going to concentrate working on the top one. So now the top bush, that bit goes down, then this has a conical thing on it, that goes on top like that, and that just goes on top of the shock absorber.
Donk.
And with the last bottom bolt done up to an appropriate ugga-dugga in a paddock, we're done. It was probably half an hour each side to get that done with the tools that I've got. I don't have a full workshop, and about 7 minutes each side for the back. So not too bad to do in a paddock. I'll give you feedback in a moment about how she drives. I'm hoping a heck of a lot better. Hey guys, I've got some shocking news for you. Those shock absorbers, game changer. Totally, the fact I've done a few thousand Ks on the old ones, just night and day difference. So they're a tiny bit stiffer, but not jarring in any way. It's just that it just feels like a new car, it's firmer, which is nice. Turning corners, brilliant. Steering's nice and tight now. Yeah, so all the bushes under the car, under the bus, were pretty much replaced when I got the bus, but not the shocks. Now it's got some weight in it, having the heavy duty shocks. Just bloody brilliant. So hopefully the video's helped you and given you some quick tips and tricks on how to change the shock absorbers in your coaster. It's literally, you can probably, if you're not filming it, you can get the whole job done in about an hour, and it's only a few $100s to get it done, and it is well worth it. So hopefully this one you've enjoyed. If you can, give the video a little like, give it a little comment to help it spread out to other people, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.